Okay, on this particular one we're going to be factoring this. This is a quadratic equation or function here, and we're going to be factoring this into two different binomials. So our answer will have a binomial times a binomial. The first step on this particular one is that we're going to multiply A times C. Okay, well, we have to figure out what our A, B, and C are in this one. A is the one right in front of that x squared. B is our linear term, it's the one in front of x. And C is our constant term, that's the one at the end. So we're going to multiply this 2 times negative 12. 2 times negative 12 will give me a negative 24. Okay, so now we've got negative 24, and we've got to see what two numbers multiply together to give me negative 24, but add together to give me my b, which is 5. So I've got to figure out two numbers. See, multiply to give me negative 24, so I know one of them is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative. They have to add together to give me a positive 5. So I figure out that my two numbers are positive 8 and negative 3. Now I'm going to rewrite this quadratic here, and it's going to be 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 12. Okay, so essentially this is the same thing here. 8x minus 3x would give me my 5x. So I haven't really changed it, I've expanded it, if you will, and I've expanded it to help me on my next step. And you'll notice that I put the 8x with the 2x squared because I know 2 and 8 share a common factor, and my 3x with my negative 12 because I know those two share a common factor. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these two together, and I'm going to group these two together. And I figure out that this group right here, I look for a common factor, and I know that 2 goes into both of those and an x goes into both of those. So I'm going to factor out a 2x there. So now I've got 2x times the quantity x plus 4. Okay? Now I look at the second group here and I look for my common factor. I've got a negative 3 goes into both of those two. So I'm going to factor out a negative 3, and then that's going to leave me with an x plus 4. If I factor out a negative 3 out of negative 12, it gives me a positive 4. So now a key part of this is that we have to make sure whatever's inside of this parenthesis right here is exactly the same. Those two should match up perfectly. Okay, so now I take what's outside of the parenthesis, this 2x and this negative 3, and I'm going to write that. 2x minus 3, that's my first binomial, and my second binomial is whatever is underlined there in green, the x plus 4. And that is my factored form on that one. Now you can always FOIL these. If you were to multiply all of these together, it should give you back this original equation. 2x times x gives me my 2x squared. 2x times 4 gives me 8x, minus 3x would give me my 5x, and then negative 3 times positive 4 would give me my negative 12. So I know I got the right answer, and this is your factored form on that one.